What's going on, guys? It is official. NHL 23 is here, and I am so excited to be hopping into this game right away. I got lots of great content planned for you guys. We got franchise mode series and a Be a Pro mode series that I'm hoping to hop into as well. Lots of fun. I always have fun doing a Be a Pro career, so hoping to get a series out with my, my player, which I think you guys are gonna like it. But in this video, we're going to be jumping right into our franchise mode series, and our first team that we are tackling will be the Chicago Blackhawks. Now, you guys know they absolutely are imploding their team this season, trying to tank in order to get Bedara Michkov. So I'm going to keep this as realistic as possible. We're going to go to 10 seasons with the Hawks. I'm going to be as realistic as I can. This season I'm not going to be looking to make a ton of wild trades or wild signings in the first year. Obviously, we want to also try and tank the team as well. The only two big trades I'm going to make are probably trading Kane and Taves away, as both of them it's pretty much a guarantee that neither of them are going to be on the team after this season. So we'll jump right into it. I'm very excited for it. Very excited to just, see what NHL 23 has to offer. I know it's lacking apparently in a lot of areas, but I have fun and I hope you guys enjoy the video. As always, smash the like button and subscribe to the channel if you enjoy the video. We got plenty more NHL 23 content coming your way. So let's jump right into it. Our first season with the Chicago Blackhawks, the 2022-23 season. Enjoy. Alright guys, so here we are in franchise mode for Chicago Blackhawks here, again going into the 2022-23 season. Super excited, so let's take a look at our lines here. I'm obviously probably going to do some work on these lines, but just I don't know why Kane is the only forward we have with a whole set of X factors. Then you got Seth Jones with 4 zone abilities. I mean, I think that's okay. Like, Taves doesn't have them anymore. I think that's fine. If you look at our goalies, Mrazek and Stalock, so like pretty rough goaltending duo there. So we're gonna mess around with the lines, see what we can do. Like, as you can see, like, this team is just so bad. But naturally I expect the simulation to like have us making the playoffs this season or something really stupid. So we'll mess around with the lines, but this is what we're looking at so far for this season. Alright guys, so I messed around with the lines a little bit, and here's what I have. First I'm going to have Johnson, Domi, and Kane. Second line we have Antwistle, Reichel, and Athanasiou. Antwistle and Reichel are pretty young. Reichel I think has a lot of potential here, so I want to need him more playing time. And then Taves, Kurashev, Radish down there on the third line. Then Johnson, Korea, and Kachuk on the fourth line. So yeah, I think it would be good to get these guys a lot more playing time, more experience. We'll see how they do though. I might move Entwistle down to the third line if he's not doing so great. But as for defense, we got McCabe and Jones and Murphy and Caleb Jones here, 25 years old, 80 overall. Then Jack Johnson and Stillman on the third pairing there. If you go on the power play, there's our first unit there. Looks pretty decent, honestly. Second power play also pretty good. 4-man power plays get a -1 there and a -2. Not much we can do, but like this team is just so bad. Like penalty kill first line, pretty good, and then a -1 there, -3 there on the third line. But like, how often are they going to be out there? 3-man PK gets a -1 on that first unit, and second unit -3, and same -2 on the third unit. So this team was looking like pretty rough. And then again, Mrazek and Stalock there in net. So this team is looking pretty brutal this season, but hopefully, hopefully the simulation agrees with that and we can get, a top 5 pick in the draft. But who knows? The sim does what the sim does, so naturally we'll probably win the Stanley Cup or something, right? So we will jump right into it, get simming out to the new year as always, January 1st of 2023, and we'll pick up and see how we do then. Alright guys, so headed into the new year, January 1st, 2023. You can see we have a record of 15, 16, and 4, good for 6th in the Central Division, so not doing all that great, which is good, right? That's what we want. We want a high draft pick. Take a look around the league here. 51 points there for the Sharks. First in the league there, they are killing it. But yeah, so we're pretty much on pace with where we want to be. As you can see there, Coyotes and Jets struggling. And then the Sabres there, and the Flyers also doing pretty poorly. So about on par with like what you'd expect, to be honest. So hopefully we kind of keep this up. Patty Kane there, 37 points in 35 games. He's doing well, and I think that's good. That's going to boost his trade value a lot. So we're definitely going to be looking to trade him on the deadline, I think. I believe he said that in real life too, right? Like he didn't want to be on the team by then. So we're definitely going to be trading him at the deadline. Probably Taves as well. So we're going to keep simming out here to the trade deadline and see what kind of deals we can get going for these guys. Okay, so as we're simming out, I got a pretty interesting trade offer from Detroit. They're offering up Nedeljkovic in exchange for both 2 third-round picks this season. I was going to say no. You know, as much of a upgrade in net as Nedeljkovic would be, I feel like we can definitely, you know, use that on maybe a goalie pick in the 3rd round. Like, we need all the picks we can get, and, you know, he's got 1 year left in his contract, so we can always sign him in the free agency as well. Alright, so we have arrived at the trade deadline, currently with a record of 26, 20, and 7. Patty Kane, though, absolutely tearing it up, 70 points in 61 games, so that's going to be so good for his trade value. Headed in here, as you can see, he was 7th in the Central, just 2 points ahead of the Coyotes, though. The Kraken there, though, 53 points. Flyers and Sabres doing even worse, though. Flyers, my goodness. Let's hope that's not reality for them this season, but it might be. Other than that, again, in a pretty good spot for that high draft pick position. So we're going to head into the trade deadline here again. Going to be looking to dish out Taves and Kane. I believe Kane, we might even be able to get like a 1st round pick back for him, another one, so that would be pretty nice. So we're going to trade out the deadline here and see what we can do. Alright guys, put together a massive deal here, sending this over to Nashville, mostly because their record intrigues me. I feel like they might say no to this. We're offering a Patty Kane in exchange for Johansson, Niederreiter, a 1st round next year, along with a 2nd round next year. We have 2 1st round picks this season, so obviously ours and then Tampa's, which probably won't be that great, but I think next year I'd rather get 2, you know, 1st round picks maybe. I'm not sure, so we'll send this in and see what they say. They don't have either 3 of these assets on the block, so my guess is they might say no. But overall, I think it's like a decent trade offer. You know, probably something the Blackhawks would do as they're looking to get more round picks and rebuild for at least a, you know, couple seasons, several seasons. So let's see what they say to this. Oh. Okay. So they're gonna say yes to that, and yeah, there we go. You said you almost feel guilty saying yes, but you know, we're in the mindset of the Blackhawks GM here. We are literally imploding our team. So next up is gonna be Jonathan Taves, so he's going, and we'll see what we can get in return for him. Alright guys, so the next trade I am sending out there is to Winnipeg, offering them up Jonathan Taves for Brendan Dillon and a 3rd round pick next season. Dillon here's got 2 years left on a pretty decent contract, like pretty decent defenseman, honestly. Like good defensive stats there, shot blocking, stick checking pretty high, so like wouldn't be a bad addition to the team. Would definitely boost our defensive core. And then obviously Taves there, he's 34 years old, and yeah, I mean we gotta send him away and we get a 3rd round pick back. I mean, I think that's pretty fair. They actually have the value on their side, so we'll send this in and see what they say, and they say no, so the value isn't their way, so maybe we can add in like a pick next year, maybe. Oh wow, we have a lot. I don't know, maybe our 5th next year. That's probably fine. See what that does. And there we go. Those are a pretty good deal, I think. Good deals on our end all around. Like, I honestly think that, I don't know. I just think, you know, we're in that mindset, like I said, of the Blackhawks GM. We're imploding our team, trying to get draft picks and just put ourselves in a position to tank further this year. Maybe even next year. We want those high draft picks for at least the next couple seasons. So I think in the long term, this will benefit our team. You know, will free up cap space for us as well. Not feeling obligated to those players. So yeah, pretty good trades for us. And, you know, maybe we want to go out there and trade for someone else who's younger. So we'll see what we can do. And wow, guys, look at this big trade that Pittsburgh just sent us. They want to take Athanasu, our 3rd round this year, and Jack Johnson in exchange for their 2nd round, or I mean our 3rd round next year, excuse me, in exchange for their 2nd round this year and 2nd round next year. I'm honestly tempted to take this again. Like, these guys are just on 1-year contracts and a 3rd round pick. We have a couple of those, I believe, next year already, so it's not really too bad, and we get a 2nd round in return. Honestly, I'm going to say yes to this. I think this benefits us in the long run for next season. Alright, guys, so the trade deadline is over, so let's go over the trades here. I see Columbus there getting Andrew Copp from the Detroit Red Wings. That's actually wild. And speaking of wild, the Flame is getting Ryan Hartman from Minnesota in exchange for Zary Wolf and Popisil. That's pretty decent trade there, honestly. They get Carolina getting Kaut and a 3rd round pick from the Avs here. There's our trade with Pittsburgh. Winnipeg there getting Gaudreau and a 5th and a 7th from Minnesota. Montreal there getting Jacob Trouba from the Rangers. There was our trade with Winnipeg. LA, they're getting Ryan Graves in a 4th, and from New Jersey, Colorado getting Varlamov back, Mayfield, and they send the Islanders Olsen Lehkonen in a 5th. Wow, pretty big trade deadline here, honestly. Rangers, they're getting Susie, Donato, and Kempney from Seattle there. Let's see, there was our trade from Nashville. Pretty big trade there, huge trade. I honestly think it was pretty good for us, though. Florida there getting Severson from New Jersey. Edmonton getting Brodin from Minnesota. Perron and Pissick going to Nashville. Then we have Pickering going to Philly. Travis Sanheim and Braun going to Pittsburgh. And then Goligoski Merrill in a 7th going to Toronto. Obviously Minnesota, you know, in all that cap space trouble with that dead cap. They're dishing out a lot. But honestly, a much more active trade deadline than I was anticipating. Obviously, the biggest trade here, our trade, getting Patrick Kane out to the Nashville Predators. Again, I think Johansson and Niederreiter are 2 pretty good players. Niederreiter's on a very good contract for the kind of player that he is. I think we'll keep him probably. And then getting a first round pick next year and a 2nd, pretty good deal. Alright, so now you can see Domi is now our leading scorer, 49 points in 61 games. We're going to send him out to the end of the regular season here. Hopefully we can keep on tanking and get a high draft pick. Alright guys, so to finish the regular season, we actually finished with a positive record of 30, 36, and 8. I don't know why, but those trades we made at the deadline literally made us unironically better. Headed out to the end of the regular season. Still didn't make the playoffs, so that's good. But you can see we weren't that far off. Kind of like disappointed with that. You know, it's not going to be good for a draft lottery. Their Flyers there 73 points, Coyotes 72, and Kraken was 74. So, yeah, I don't know how I feel about that. The Predators actually finished lower than us, so we got their 1st round pick next year. Probably going to be a similar story for them unless they make some massive moves. But yeah, overall, yeah, that was a kind of a surprise. So let's go take a quick look at the league as a whole here, see what was going on. McDavid and Draisaitl both with 111 points. Panarin there with 100. So only 3 players with 100 plus points there. Gaudreau though, 95 points. Pretty good sim for him out with the first season on the Blue Jackets. Patty Kane there finishes with 93 points. McKinnon, Kaprizov, the usual. Let's see, Matthews there scoring 62 goals. Absolute insanity. Dude is just so good. Take a look at the defenseman here. Yossi there. Sam Girard, that's like strange, to say the least. But Riley there, probably gonna be my guess to win the Norris plus 47. So good. And yeah, you're gonna go down pretty far. Like Makar there, Hedman there, having like not great years. And as far as goalies go, Merzlikins there with 42 wins, followed by Campbell, Bobrovsky, and Vasilevsky. Check the save percentage there for starters. Going to be Binnington, actually .921, and Merzlikins, so he did play more games, more wins. As for goals against average, looks like Merzlikins could walk away with the Vezina this season. Good for him, honestly. Let's take a look at the rookie skaters as well. So Slavkovsky there, kind of tearing it up. So was Beniers. Lucas Reichel there, terrible plus minus, but put up 35 points, so good for him. He actually grew to an 80, so he should grow some more. He did play very well for us. I'm glad we got him all the ice time. Carey, McTavish, yeah, pretty interesting there. Good stuff. Love to see Beniers up there. He's the real deal. So yeah, we'll just keep simming out here to the draft. Obviously, gonna be curious to see who wins the Stanley Cup this season, who our simulation thinks is gonna win the cup. We'll just take a quick look at the playoff matchups there. Flames, Knights, then the Sharks, Oilers, then the Blues and Stars, and then the Avalanche and Canucks for the Western Conference. Eastern Conference, we got Classic, Florida Bolts, then we got Boston and Toronto, Columbus and the Rangers, and then the Penguins and Capitals. So some pretty classic first round mashups here in the Eastern Conference. We love to see it. So let's sim out and see what happens. Alright guys, so there are the Stanley Cup final between the San Jose Sharks and Tampa Bay Lightning. I hope the Lightning do not make the Stanley Cup finals this season. I think everyone except Lightning fans would hate to see the same team in the Stanley Cup finals for 3 seasons in a row. Like, that would just be so boring. But good on the Sharks for making it through, so we'll sim and see what happens. And there we go, guys. Unfortunately, the Tampa Bay Lightning are the 2023 Stanley Cup champions in our simulation. And then the Springfield Thunderbirds winning the Calder Cup. So yeah, that kind of sucks. But let's take a look at their road to the Cup. So they sweep the Panthers again. That's awful. Wow, they had quite the run. Boston in 5, Pens in 5, and then San Jose in 5. And, I mean, check that out, Maple Leafs fans. Boston taking them down in 7 games in the first round. Like usual. No surprise there. Western Conference playoff picture, though. Avs and Oilers both out in the first round. That's pretty surprising there. Yeah, Western Conference was pretty much all over the place. But the Eastern Conference, they're pretty predictable. So yeah, kind of an unfortunate outcome for the Stanley Cup champions in our first season simulation. Like, look at that. That's just ridiculous. I hate seeing that. Let's look at individual awards. So McDavid, Art Ross, Draisaitl with the Hart, Riley gets the Norris, Marner, Lady Byng, Slavkovsky wins the Calder, Killorn with the Conn Smythe, Merzlikins does get the Vezina, Bobrovsky gets the William and Jennings, Siegenthaler with the Bill Masterson, Canucks coach Jack Adams, Ryan O'Reilly with the Selke, Draisaitl gets a Ted Lindsay, and then Austin Matthews, 3rd year in a row, gets the Maurice Richard Trophy. So we'll head out here to the draft and see what the draft lottery looks like for us. Alright guys, so literally, what the heck? We should have fleeced Nashville for their first round pick this season because they jumped from 7 to 1st, and we're sitting there at 11. Like, literally what? I'm honestly, like, I don't know. I'm gonna see if maybe we can crack the top 10, maybe go to like Winnipeg spot or something, because that's just absolutely tragic. So yeah, we'll head out there and see what we can do. Okay, so looking at the draft class, I realized we could actually probably get Braden Yeager here. There's also this not generated guy. I don't know why I said that. This is the generated guy. Stan Young, medium franchise potential. Looks actually kind of disgusting. I don't know why Benson has medium franchise. Like, what are our scouts doing? So I honestly think our 11th pick isn't that bad. I feel like I end up with Yeager in like all of my franchise series. But I mean, he's just so good. Like, how could we not? So I feel like I'm just gonna keep our pick. Honestly, looks pretty good. And then obviously, you know, we had the Tampa's first round pick. So that'll be the last pick in the first round. It's just literally tragic all around. So Nashville. We'll just sim the first several picks. Obviously, going with Bedard there. Gauthier going second. Height going third. Then we got Sally, I don't know how to say that, going fourth, I mean, and then Carlson going fifth. So we'll just go out to our pick here. You know, yeah, Scott Young, I think his name was 72 medium elite, so pretty good generated guy there. No one else really of interest. So yeah, we're definitely gonna take Yeager here. And then maybe trade down and get, you know, another one of these guys here. Rick Tennell could be pretty interesting, but maybe just trade back and get Benson as well. Would be pretty nice. There's also Cam Allen here, defenseman. So yeah, I think we can trade back maybe, but for sure with our 11th pick, we are going to take Yeager. This guy is a generated dude, but he's a defenseman. I think we want more of like franchise level forwards. So yeah, we're gonna take Yeager there. He's a 72, just a very good player. And then do have Carolina. We could try to trade for them. I might. Let's do it. Let's try and trade. Okay, so this is a bit of a stretch, but I'm gonna offer them both of Tampa's picks here in the first and second round. See what they say. I feel like they're gonna say no to this though. Yeah. Not a lot of value, so, but let's see what we can do here. Okay, so I changed it to second round next year. Let's see if it's still not. If not, we'll probably just add the second rounder back this year from Tampa. And they still say no, so yeah, let's go add this second round back here, very last one, and it gets it done. All right, so we traded. I think I am going to take this guy, Mikhail Carlson, I believe. There's also this guy who's unknown, but I just think as a defenseman, you know, we already have a new forward coming in here. This guy looks like he could be pretty good, so let's see. And, oh! 78 overall, medium elite defenseman going 12th overall. Like, are you kidding me? Wow, he's like really good stats coming out and like all those X factors, like such a defensive guy, which could be really good for us. So yeah, really nice pick there. Let's sim out to the second round and get our picks then. Alright guys, so with our 43rd pick, I'm gonna select Etienne Morin. Pretty good stat line there, you know, pretty good skills. 3 years ETA, similar style to Alex Pietrangelo, and potential for superstar ability. Don't know that he'll have it, but overall it looks like pretty good. It looks like it could be promising. Played a ton. So yeah, let's pick him and see what happens. Isn't medium top 6, 65 overall. Not terrible. He does have that quick pick, superstar ability, so not a terrible pick here for the second round. And we'll go to our next one, number 62. Alright guys, so next pick at 62nd overall, we're going to select Chemo Gruber. 4 years ETA, pretty strong accuracy on that. Not strong on the potential though. Some potential for superstar abilities, but overall looks pretty decent here in the second round. So we're going to take him. Looks kind of like the best guy available. Medium top 958, so not really a great pick there. Yeah, kind of a bust of a pick, but what can you do about it? Our first two picks were awesome, so we'll go to our next pick here, number 75. Alright guys, I can't even look at anyone else. I have to draft him just because his name is Marcel Marcel. You know, maybe he'll have a nickname like Marcel the Shell. Like you guys know that, but like I just can't get over that. I have to take him. Like this is just too good. Like low accuracy for a high top 6, but like doesn't actually look that bad. Let's see what he is. He's a high top 6, 57 overall. But I couldn't pass that up. That's just too good. And then our next pick here will be number 81. Alright, so next I'm going to select a goalie here, William Rousseau. Got 50-50 medium star potential, but 3 years ETA pretty strong. Skills look pretty decent, and potential for superstar ability. But yeah, stat line looks pretty alright. I'm not gonna lie, to play a lot though, so could be nice to have another goalie in the pipeline for us. 20 years old. We will take him here. And yeah, actually pretty solid pick here, 3rd round goalie, medium starter, 62 overall. Doesn't have that X factor, but looks pretty decent, so I like that pick. And that's it. So honestly, like our last several picks were not that great, but I'd probably say like our first 4 or 5 picks were pretty solid, not gonna lie, especially those first 2 picks, Jaeger and Carlson. Absolutely gonna be backbones of our team, most likely to build through the rest of this franchise series. Alright, so we've come to the contract extension stage of this first season here. Obviously Seth Jones, unfortunately, starting that massive contract with the Hawks here, but we do have some contracts that are up, so we are going to be taking a look, seeing who we want to keep and who we want to let go. So yeah, we'll just go through this. Alright guys, so Kurashev here, 23 years old, 82 overall. Could be like a good depth option for us. Pretty good player. I'm going to send him 2.4 million on a 4-year contract and see what he says to this. Max Domi also wants an extension. He's originally asking for 6 years, which is like way too long. Like, no shot that's happening, but he is a pretty good player, honestly. 84 overall. I'm going to send him 2 years at 4.325 and see what he says to this. Alright, so Max Domi declined our extension offer. He wants more money out of it. We can do that. I'll come up a bit. I think bringing him back for a couple seasons is going to be beneficial for us. And then same with Kurashev. So I guess we'll go back to see what he's asking out of his contract again. Alright guys, coming up on Max Domi's offer, sending him 4.4 here. See if that does anything to make him accept. Alright guys, so Max Domi still said no. I'll come up a little bit more. I don't want to give him like exactly as much as he's asking, but we'll see how, how much hardball he'll play with us. And there we go. So Kurashev does accept. Give him 2 years at 2 million on the nose. He'll still be an RFA after that, so pretty good deal for us, kind of like a bridge deal. See how he does over the next couple seasons. Alright guys, coming up on to 4.5 million for the next 2 years on Max Domi. See what he says to this. And there we go, he says yes to that. So good deal for us. Again, 20 years old, 84 overall. He's a good center for us. I think he'll be beneficial while like Jaeger develops over the next season or two. So yeah, good deal for us. Alright, so I noticed that Tanner Jeannot here is available. Only asking for a year contract, but I'm going to send him in a 2-year offer at 1.85. See what he says to this. Maybe go 1.9 just in case. Really good player. Would be like a lower depth option, and like, not like not an old player. To be blunt, like 26 years old. Could be good for us for a couple seasons. Alright, then I went for our Cagliano, a 1-year contract for 1.75. Honestly, like, not a bad depth player, like that veteran guy, that, good leader, like good team guy. So I think he could be an interesting, 4th line forward for us. So we'll send it in, see what he says. And then we have Andre Kasha here. I'm going to offer him just 1 year at 2.25, see what he says. Again, just trying to fill in these roster spots, until we get those draft picks, until we get those rookies playing for us. See what he says to this. Definitely another good depth option for us. Probably could be a 2nd or 3rd liner, depending what our team looks like. So we'll see what he says. And then, guys, I see Tristan Jarry here as a free agent, 28 years old, 87 overall. I'm going to send in 4 years that he wants. He does have other teams interested, so actually I might go for 5.25. See what he says to this. If he says yes, I think that would be like a great building block of just getting an elite goaltender. back like into Chicago for the next 4 years. If he says no, it's like no sweat. You know, like Mrazek isn't awful, but yeah, you know, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. So we'll see what we can do. Alright guys, so Andre Kasha accepted our offer, says he likes the idea that he'll be a go-to man for our team. I agree, our team is rough next season too, so good signing there. And then Cagliano says yes as well. You know, again, just great team guy. I think he'll be a good depth option for us. Then we got Tanner Jeannot locked in there, so good signing there. He'll be a pretty strong player for us. Alright, so Jari decided to sign with the Sabres. He says there were too many players at the position, which literally wasn't true, but that's alright, you know. It was a good shot, but again, you know, it's not like we absolutely needed him. Mrazek's an 82 now, so not the worst goalie to roll with, but still, you know, would have been nice to have him, but oh well. And guys, as we look to the next season here, I just want to show you an update on the captain. So I have Johansson as an assistant captain, Seth Jones is the captain here, and then McCabe there, the other alternate captain. So I do just want to show you the lines that I came up with here. You know, got Jeannot, Johansson, Domi on the first line, Niederreiter, Reichel, and Radish. Reichel there, 21 up to an 82, so he's actually developing quite well for us. Could be a good player. Third line there, Kasha, Kursev, and Entwistle. Then Cagliano, Johnson, and Kachuk rounding it out on the fourth line there. Honestly, not like a terrible team. Surprised that there's no like positive chemistry going on any of the lines. So pretty weird there, but overall I think like much better than last season. Like, you know, we made some you know, some good improvements in areas. Defense, Dillon and Jones, Murphy, Ian Mitchell, and then Stillman and McCabe on the third pairing there. As for goalies, pretty interesting here. Mrazek as our starter, and Soderblom here is 77 overall. You know, pretty rough goaltending here, you know, but at the same time, what can you do about it? So yeah, you know, I think this team looks pretty decent. Like, definitely some improvements over last season. So, you know, I am looking forward to seeing what this team can do in the 2023-24 season. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I'm so excited for NHL 23 and for the rest of the episodes. As always, if you enjoyed the video, leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Turn notifications on so you never miss when I post new content. Thank you all so much for the support. Until next time, have a good one.